I think that an ethic emerges in relation to a community, to the extent that there is a functioning community where people are interdependent, where they know each other's names, where their reputation is on the line, then you'll get an ethic emerging. So that certainly happens in local communities, it happens within companies, it happens to a large extent within nations. It's very hard to scale that up to a global level.
They're universal values that are shared in all cultures. There's research on that and there's psychological studies, but you can also see it when you're traveling around the world. Things like reciprocity, fairness, a sense of justice, trust, and what it takes to elicit that trust, being truthful. Those are shared values, but they're interpreted quite differently in different cultures.
The idea of a global ethic increasingly does not resonate with me, precisely because we increasingly can't do global. I mean, tell me, look, climate change is the most obvious global thing out there. I mean, short of being invaded by aliens, right? It's hard to come up with a more obvious global challenge. And we've had major climate summits now in Copenhagen and in Durban and in Cancun, and they've accomplished absolutely nothing.
I don't really believe in morals or ethics. I believe what matters is what you do. I mean, people can talk the hind legs off a donkey about morals, and I've learned to be very skeptical of that kind of talk. I worked for a government that claimed to believe in international law, a kind of moral version of the world, and yet was quite happy to break that law when it suited it.
Well, I think the closest thing I can see to a global ethic really is the international human rights framework, because for all of its ambiguity and debatability and fragility, it does exist.
I think there is a global ethic of responsibility, or at least I think responsibility is the starting point for a conversation about a global ethic. So we have the greatest change in my lifetime, I think, in 300 years of international law, or 400 years of international law, is the emergence of the responsibility to protect.
There are clear developments in the field of human rights, the laws of war, toward the globalization of some set of moral standards, moral rules. It's a long process, and we are clearly not all that far advanced.
Well, the most practical aspect of a global ethic is a recognition that we're all in this together. And precisely because our system is so interconnected these days, and shocks can be transmitted very, very fast, we should all recognize that actually, if we ignore the parts of the system that are poor or backward or don't seem to have any connectivity to us, we could actually end up damaging ourselves.
We've had great success in taming the physical world around us. We've taken natural resources and built a wonderful life out of them. We have not had that success in dealing with the internal aspects of the human being. I would say that the ultimate in ethics right now, I would use the term dignity.